So good evening, everybody. Good evening. What y'all got to understand is that I'm coming to y'all telling y'all things from my own perspective. Okay? I'm talking from Rashida Strober, the world's first and only dark-skinned activist perspective. I'm talking to y'all about how I feel. I'm giving y'all my world view from the perspective of a dark-skinned woman that has been oppressed, that was born into a world that oppresses dark-skinned women, dark-skinned people. And I'm sharing with y'all my own personal experiences and how I see the world. That's first of all. The reason why I had to come up and tell y'all that, say that first, is because I did a live today, and it was a dark-skinned woman on here, and you know who you are. You came on here basically bashing me for telling the dark-skinned Rashida Strober story. You didn't like it. You didn't like the delivery. You didn't like, my tone. You didn't like that I cursed sometimes. You didn't like me being free to tell my story. And even dark-skinned people, I've said this before, dark-skinned people can hold other dark-skinned people down. You didn't like it. That's the whole reason why I'm in litigation right now. For those of you that don't know, and for those of you that do know, I'm still raising funds. I'm still raising funds to pay for my legal expenses. Yes. So please make sure you go and donate to my Cash App, which is $Rashidalala. Once again, that Cash App is $Rashidalala, $Rashidalala, and I put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. It's tragic. The tragedy of the dark-skinned woman that I'm talking about myself. And if you happen to identify, that's wonderful. But I really be coming on here talking about what I've been through as a dark-skinned woman. In fact, I done said more times than I can count that dark-skinned activism, which is the first platform ever created to fight against colorism and dark-skin discrimination, that I created in 1998 before there was social media. I said to y'all, I created it out of my own oppression as a dark-skinned woman. I've said that over and over and over again. So what's tragic, the tragedy is that people don't want me to tell my story the way I want to tell it. They want to control it. And these are even dark-skinned people, dark-skinned women, dark-skinned men. They want to control the narrative of how I tell my dark-skinned story, when I'm the one that created the whole lane of people talking about colorism online. Second City dude, shout out to you. I'm glad you love dark-skinned women. I wish more people truly love dark-skinned women. But that's a part of the tragedy, people. The tragedy is when a dark-skinned woman such as myself, the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, comes to you and tells you what it is, you want to censor. You don't want to hear it. You want it watered down. You want fake. You want, you don't want the fucking real story. You want it your way. Well, this ain't Burger King. This is not Burger King. I don't work for Burger King. You can't expect for me, and I'm talking to these dark-skinned people like the one earlier today that came for me, talk about I got an attitude. Who are you to sit there and tell me that it'd be the same ones that's supposed to be for you that be against you? Why are you coming on here telling me that I have an attitude and you haven't even sat down and took the time to understand my story? And you would think that of you being a dark-skinned woman, you could identify, but a lot of times they be against you. Yep. They be against you. They like I said, they don't want, a lot of them don't want it exposed that people think they ugly, that black people think they ugly, that black men think they ugly. You don't want the world to know. You're embarrassed by it. So what it is you're embarrassed by me. You're embarrassed by me. I'm everything that you tried to avoid. You tried to avoid it. You tried to get around it in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? You tried to, you thought that your work ethic was going to be enough. You thought that these other things that you brought to the table was going to be enough. So you want to conveniently ignore the black and ugly, the nappy-headed stuff, the black, ugly, nappy-headed, I don't like your ugly black ass, tar black, yeah. You want to ignore that. You want to escape that. And that is tragic. I'm not just the only tragic dark-skinned woman. I'm talking about a lot of these dark-skinned women. You're tragic as hell because you're trying to escape darkism in a way that's not realistic. You're trying to escape darkism by pretending that it doesn't exist. That's what you're doing. When we pretend that things don't exist that are painful and hurtful to us, I personally think it gets worse. I think it festers, and I think it gets worse. And it's definitely, darkism is definitely cancerous to the black community, for sure. It's the cancer we've been dealing with for the longest. And just because you want to avoid it, dark-skinned women, you know, you think your long weave and your makeup and your clothes, and you know, some of you are affluent. You know, you think that that's some of you, and I'm not talking to all of you. I'm talking to the ones that behave this way and try to come for me. You think that that's going to stop it? You think it's going to somehow go away and you're going to be immune? You're not. Even wealthy dark-skinned people, they're not immune from darkism. You're not immune from it. You still gonna go through it. So I don't understand why you try to sit up there and act as if it doesn't exist. And yeah, I can admit that it don't happen to everybody on the same level, but it happens. Just because it ain't happening to you and you want to try to make yourself look good to non-black people, what about the rest of the dark-skinned people that's going through it? You're being selfish. Do you know that that's very selfish? Hell, we contributing to our own tragic story as dark-skinned women and as dark-skinned people. We're not trying to solve it and validate. A lot of y'all ain't trying to validate what I'm saying. Well, yeah, unless y'all you validating through stealing from my content. Some of y'all are going to do that, but you still won't give me credit. But you ain't, a lot of you are not trying to validate it. And that to me is tragic, especially when dark-skinned people try to pretend. I've been on panels with dark-skinned people that will sit their ass up there because they're in a better position. They done felt like they done arrived. And I don't have a problem with them arriving and being in a good economic position. I'm happy for them. But don't try to shit on the dark-skinned people that's still going through darkism. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. That is a part of the tragedy. It is tragic, people. It's sad. It's sad. I believe that dark-skinned people are the most oppressed people on the damn planet. There's nobody on this planet, no skin tone, that is more oppressed than dark-skinned people. We get the brunt of every damn thing. Everything bad, all you got to do is blame a dark-skinned person. A crime get committed, blame a dark-skinned person. Dark-skinned people take the heat for every thing that goes bad in the Black community, and the thing that made me so fucking mad about it, is that light-skinned people like Cardi B, they can go and profit off of dark-skinned oppression. She had all them dark-skinned people in that one video I seen that time. And they sitting up there following behind their little light-skinned leader, standing in the video behind her, literally behind her. I forgot what video that was. But she had all these dark-skinned people in there, sitting their ass up there, co-signing her, making money and getting notoriety and getting fame off of dark-skinned stereotypes. The tragedy of the dark-skinned woman. This is the shit I'm fucking talking about. But you got the nerve to talk about Rashida Strober, the dark-skinned activist. But you'll sit your ass up in a video supporting a non-dark-skinned woman that have made derogatory comments towards dark-skinned women. But she got all these dark-skinned people in there, y'all giving her the views, everything, the money. It's tragic. It is tragic. It is truly tragic. And sometimes I have hated being born dark-skinned and Black. Yes. And not because I think dark skin is ugly, because I think dark skin is the most beautiful skin tone on earth. Yep, I said it. That ain't the reason why. It's because of the way that dark-skinned people are treated like shit. We cannot be who we are Hey, man, big fan. Shout out to you. Dark-skinned women can't be who we are and capitalize off of it. And if it does happen, it's a small percentage. It's the token dark girls. Like I wrote a book called Token Dark Girl, by the way. That's the name of my book. It's on Amazon. It's the token dark girls. They get their little whatever. But the majority of dark skin suffering, impoverished, and not just in America, but all over the globe. That's where you see dark skin. Oh, thank you, man. You said, "Bitch, I love you." Where you been, Rashida? We all love you. Thank you. I appreciate that, but I don't feel loved by Black people. I don't feel loved by y'all at all. I've never felt loved by y'all. If I sat here and told y'all that I felt loved by, I'd be lying through my damn teeth. I don't feel love. It's like I would like to feel true love. Everybody want to experience true love, you know. But I can't sit up here and tell y'all that I felt true love and care and concern from my own community. You know, I can't tell y'all that. Hundreds of thousands. Oh man, if they don't donate to me like that because I'm dark skinned. I keep telling y'all that. I done made multiple videos letting y'all know the reason why I don't get the donations that I deserve is because I'm dark skinned with nappy hair. That's why. Man, big fan. You own it tonight. You own it tonight. Oh my God. If Black people really love themselves, it would be a miracle, y'all. Like that would be one of the best things that I could experience in my lifetime if Black people truly love themselves. And if Black people truly love themselves, guess what? They're going to propel and promote the dark skin. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm trying to be mean or nasty or rude to light skin or brown skin Black people. Stop with that shit. Stop sitting up here worrying about y'all won't worry about the dark skinned people when y'all was up here promoting and propelling the light skin. That's the double standard I be talking about. Every time you bring up dark skin discrimination, darkism, and what's going on with dark skinned people and dark skinned women and marriage and stuff, I get questions like, well, what about who light skinned women gonna marry? What the fuck? What in the fuck are you talking about? You already know that light-skinned women got first dibs on black men from all classes. Why are you sitting up here trying to act like they're victims? Like they ain't gonna have nobody. Come on. But y'all throw that shit up in a dark-skinned woman's face. In my face, I've had it thrown up in my face time and again when I start talking about black men need to marry more dark-skinned black women. Who the light-skinned women gonna marry? Oh, y'all know damn fucking well the light-skinned women ain't gonna have no problem getting married. But you want to deflect. And that's, again, there's another tragedy of the dark-skinned black woman, deflection. When we're pointing out the oppression, you know, y'all want to sit there and throw light-skinned women in the mix. That is what y'all do. That's what black people do. Black people, we off the chain, man. Sometimes I get so sick and tired of being dark black. Because I know my life would be so much different if I was white. I'm not going to tell you, no lie. I ain't saying I want to be white because I think it's better look. That's not the reason. I'm talking about economically. Yeah, I already know. If I was born a white woman or even biracial and saying all this stuff about the injustice that be happening to dark-skinned black people, my GoFundMe would be already at $1 million. Yep. I would have no problem. And a lot of light-skinned people, y'all don't understand, or y'all don't want to understand. Some of y'all do try to understand, but y'all don't see the privilege that goes on. It is privilege. It is privilege. Y'all do got light-skinned privilege. It's nuanced sometimes, a nuanced privilege, but it's there. It's systemic. It's so ingrained in our system that you might not realize it or notice it, but it's there. And light-skinned women damn sure got light-skinned privilege when it comes down to who black men want to date and marry. They'll pick a light-skinned woman over a dark-skinned woman in a motherfucking heartbeat. Sure will. I've seen it happen time and again. It ain't stopped. It's still going on today. That's why I'm going to keep on talking about it. And it's all detrimental to the mental, physical, and spiritual well-being of the dark-skinned black woman. Tragic. It's tragic. 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 You know, it's sad that I have had to go through life like this. And I've been like this, going through this shit the majority of my life, ever since I began to know myself as a, you know, growing and developing into an adult, as a young adult, even as a teen. I saw the contradictions. I saw the way that light-skinned people got treated better. They got put on a pedestal. They got told they was better. They looked better. They was smarter. I seen black people do this. Y'all, then I get mad because y'all be motherfucking lying, man. That makes me so angry. That's when I start cussing, when people get the line. I'm not gonna lie. I do want to cuss you out. If you start lying about it and saying that I'm wrong, oh, that's a problem, because I'm not lying. You're denying my experience and what I seen. I ain't gonna say no names, but I saw that there was this one light-skinned person. This person was put on a pedestal. I mean, they made this person feel, no wonder why light-skinned females got high self-esteem. Light-skinned males, light-skinned people got high, because you put on a pedestal. You're put on a unnatural pedestal. And I'm not saying that there's not smart, intelligent, brilliant, light-skinned people. That's not what I'm saying. Please do not come on here lying on me, because there are. But black people, we need to stop having our only requisite for intelligence and kindness, and one that is deserving of the wonderful things in life based upon light skin. That seems to be the only prerequisite. You're not sitting up here worried about if this person is a good person. if they got a good heart. You don't care about that. It's a lot of good-hearted, dark-skinned women that a black man wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. I know some of them. Because you don't care about that. You don't give a damn. This person was put on a pedestal. Sure was. They was put on a pedestal like they was the sun, the moon, and the stars. And the person did have a little stuck-up little attitude because of it. I can't really blame them. Because if somebody going around telling you your shit don't stink and you the shit, you the shit, you the shit, you the shit. If they doing all that, shout out to Eldridge Clever. Thank you for joining me. If you're doing all of that, and Martin, shout out to you, of course that person gonna have a big head. What the do you expect? You done overly inflated their ego. And I believe these people was doing it purposely too, to try to make me mad, to try to make my self-esteem low. I believe now, when I look back on this, I believe that they were doing it on fucking purpose. Okay? Because they knew I was, technically still a kid and couldn't do nothing about it, couldn't talk back, couldn't say nothing. So I believe they was doing it purposely to try to make me feel inferior, to keep me in my motherfucking dark skin, black ass, nappy motherfucking headed ass fucking space. That's what the fuck. I be trying not to curse, but I do be, when I start thinking about this, I be mad as hell. I be pissed the fuck off. I be madder than a motherfucker because I already know the deal with black folks. And I be trying to come at y'all in a way that's, but y'all, a lot of y'all be on some shit. Sitting up there trying to make me mad by overinflating the next person, trying to make them, you want to raise their self-esteem at my expense, at the expense of trying to make me feel inferior. But that shit ain't work because I done fought against it my entire motherfucking life, bitch. That's why I became the dark skin activist. Better understand that. Thank you, Eldridge Clever. Yes, please donate. That Cash App is $rashidalala, 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 and it's right there on the screen. You can see it. That's why I became the dark skin activist, because I wasn't gonna sit there and, yeah, it's a tragedy, but when tragedies happen, you can either sulk in it, or you can get up and say, what the fuck am I gonna do about it? Yeah, that's what you do. You and I chose to fight. I chose to fight, and that's why I became the dark skin activist. Because, yeah, it is tragic. It is sad what we go through. It is. It's very sad. I don't like it. I don't like that. It's tragedy. And, dark-skinned women and dark-skinned people don't deserve what we go through. We don't deserve it. It's not fair. And don't come on here telling me about life is not fair. I know that already. Just because it's not fair, that don't mean I'm not going to talk about it and say it's not fair. People will say, "Oh, life is not fair," so that can just shut you up, and you say, "Okay, life is not fair. Let me just shut up and stop complaining." Sometimes it's good to talk this stuff out. This is therapeutic for me. It really is. I like to come on and talk about. Well, excuse me, I'm about to get off here because I'm getting sleepy. I like to come on here and talk about what I've been going through as a dark-skinned woman, and it's tragic. I do feel my life is tragic. It is. I mean, there's ebbs and lows. It's, good times, bad times, but overall, I feel like my life is tragic. Just by being born, virtue of being born to two dark-skinned parents who were, out of wedlock and not high school graduates. That set me back. You couple all that with having dark skin, that's a fucking recipe for a disaster. Y'all know I ain't telling no lies. It's a recipe for disaster. Anyway, the tragedy of the dark-skinned woman. I will, if the spirit hit me, I'll come back on here and talk to y'all again. I'm so sleepy. Oh, I'm finna get ready to go to sleep. Once again, please go make a donation to my Cash App to help me pay my legal expenses, which is $Rashida Lala, $Rashida Lala. My PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. You can find my GoFundMe by simply Googling Rashida Strober GoFundMe, and it's gonna come right up, and you can make a donation. I'm like $748 away from my short-term goal of $12,000, and I'm believing God that someone is going to make that donation to get me to the short-term goal. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to tune in. Make sure you like and share the video, and make sure you donate. Good night, everybody.